Aloha, everybody. So check it. Got an audience. I'm totally exploiting the cute cows in the background situation. That's why our team decided to go horizontal on this shot. Also, check it. New road dog hats. Vistaprint made cards for me when I had no money. I still don't, but they still will make cards for you even if you don't have money. And that gave me a professional look to my handyman. Oh, the camera's over here. Sorry. Gave me a professional look to my handyman work, or at least presented me as a decent handyman with a decent card, and people allowed me into their homes with that. So thank you, Vistaprint. And that's why I'm letting you know that I got this hat made through Vistaprint. For this one, I'm sure if you buy in bulk, whatever, but this one was relatively inexpensive, easy to make. I chose the two little monograms. You can even choose the colors. But to me, this means road dog. At first, I was going to call it underdog because, I've been an underdog for quite a while. But you know what? I looked it up, and that's Seth Rogen's production company. So no underdoggy for me. But road doggy is wide open, I think. So road dogs, this is, if you want to get your own, you could be in this little private crazy man's club where he gives lectures in front of audience members, not just cows. They're fans. And fans have feelings. So let's see, where are we going with this? What I would like to talk to you today about is, I'm going to turn this way so I can know where my camera's at. It's just, all right, here we go. I've mentioned this gentleman before, but I just feel compelled to share what has been working for me in the context of just 4 simple agreements. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that a author by the name of Miguel Ruiz wrote a book called The 4 Agreements, and those 4 agreements in no particular order are to be impeccable with your word, to always do your best, to never make assumptions, and never take anything personally. And whenever you screw up one or all of those in a day, guess what? You start all over again. That moment, but also the next day as well. And, whatever you practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. And in order to make something not permanent, you gotta be perfect at practicing daily meditations and mantras. And so for me, just thinking about the fact that I'm going to come and talk to all of you whom I've never met, but hey, we all have the same organ pumping our blood through our veins, so something must know that we are all brethren and sisterin. That's a word. Look it up in the Alexander Makes Up Word dictionaries. So when I think of be impeccable with my word, okay, I don't know what I'm going to talk to you about, but I do know that I am going to give you a different view, because it's kind of nice to change things up, and also that whatever I say is going to be from a place of kindness and honesty, because I want to be liked in this world. And in order to do that, you can make people mad and try and be like that way, but in my own experience, it really doesn't work out that way. I'd rather do what I do and be who I love being and bring joy to other people that way, because it's easy. I'm in a flow, and how could you possibly say anything bad to anybody when everything that is coming out of you is just this bright light that is a beacon for other people to say, hey, that dingling is doing it, why can't I? I mean, that's what I looked at. That's who motivated me, were people that were like superstars. I'm like, man, how do they do that? What we practice in our private meditation manifests in our public service. So not everything that, there's no such thing as an overnight success, whether it's in music, movies, trying to get 4 agreements down. I spent a lot of time in isolation because that's where you have no distractions and you're left with nobody but yourself. And I'll share this quick story, and we'll go over other parts of the 4 agreements later, but I just want to be brief. It's about my 2 Thanksgivings ago. I've always, as a nomad, had a family to just meander into on Thanksgiving, except for the 2 Thanksgivings ago, where I was house sitting for a friend and cat sitting, and they were out of town, And so no calls came, no texts, no nothing. Smoke signals, nada came, or no, nor any invitations to any buddy's house. Just everything was, this was the one Thanksgiving where I felt completely alone. To top it all off, the only thing that was open was a Starbucks in what is the West Portal, and I walked all the way down from where I was house sitting to West Portal, got the last sandwich they had and fruit cup and a cup of coffee, and I walked my happy ass back home with my Thanksgiving meal in a Starbucks bag. What else? And you know, to add insult to injury, so to speak, there were not even anybody, there wasn't anybody on the road or the sidewalks. It was just like no man's land. Like no birds were flying, no planes. There were cars, but they were all parked. It felt like, man, I had the biggest sensation of being completely and utterly alone in my life, because I'm not an only child, but I'm the youngest, and I grew up as an only child, so I'm an only child in a way. But I'm everyone's child in a way. So, and Buddha, God's, Krishna's, Muhammad's child, whoever you want, somebody will take me. So I had this overwhelming sensation that if I'm truly alone in this world, then, and I'm the only company I have, then I'm going to be the best company I can be to myself. Because there's no way, if I'm going to be all alone, that I'm going to have some schmuck who's down on himself be hanging around me, especially as me. That ain't cool. Ain't nobody got time for that, as a wise woman once said. So that's really all I have. Again, 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Always do your best. Like I just demonstrated, I did what I could to the best of my ability. And I feel that will show forth through all of you, even without me doing this motion with my hand. So these are not the droids you're looking for. Always do your best. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally, because it's not personal. It's all has to do with the other individual, just as everything has to do with you. So take care of your side of the street. And don't make assumptions, because then you make an ass out of just yourself and somebody else, but mostly yourself. But you know what? That's cool too, because that's how we learn and how we grow. I'm quite good at making an arse of myself. So I guess, anyway, that's it. There's a parting shot with some cows, some beautiful sky, all of glorious nature. Thank you all for joining me, and hope you're enjoying the videos, getting something out of smoky mirrors, and we shall meet again in all the old familiar places. Road Dog 1 out. Well, you could be Road Dog 1 too. It's all good. Let's share.